Great morning, per usual. Super grateful for the wake up. I always say that there's somewhere that thought they were going to get the opportunity to see today and they did not. So I'll take that for granted. I'm over here having my tea. It's so funny. I didn't even realize that this right here aligned with my message I had for you guys this morning, which is, oh, bus. This says my cup of tea. Never mind. I thought it said fill your cup first. So anyway, this will be really, really short. My intention was to actually go live before I left my house this morning. I decided to ride my bike here, and it's so crazy. Rode my bike here, ended up getting a flat tire. It was all these things, but nonetheless, I pressed my way through and I still made it and made it on time. So today I just want to talk to you about filling your own cup first. Because we as a people, like, especially as women, we are helpers, we are providers, we are like all the things. And sometimes, I know this is how it was for me for years. I would show up for everybody else, pouring and filling up everybody else's cup, and not realizing that I'm pouring out of an empty cup. So once I learned how to wake up every day and literally fill my cup first, and I didn't perfect it at first though. However, I just kept on stabbing at it. And this is literally my morning routine. Again, because I rode my bike here, I decided to hop on my bike before I actually took a moment to fill my cup first. So I'm just going to share my morning routine with you. Of course, every morning when I wake up and I breathe this air, first thing I do is thank God for allowing me to see another day. And then I have my prayer. And then I normally will go downstairs, just depending on my day and how I have it structured. Sometimes I wake up, I'll have my prayer, say my prayer, go to the gym, train, come home, and then I'll sit with my cup of tea and my journal and fill my cup first and block out everything else. I'm very protective of my ears first thing in the morning. Sometimes we wake up, and this used to be me, wake up, grab my phone, see what they're saying on Instagram, see what they got going on YouTube, see what TikTok is doing, what is my friend saying on Facebook. Until I learn to be disciplined and not allow that stuff into my space, I literally stopped doing that. Now I will, on my way to the gym, pick up my phone and just for motivation, sharing my journey with people. But outside of that, you got to be really careful because you can get stuck on, oh my goodness, scrolling and listening and doing all the things and not really filling your cup first. So I'll just share. Of course, I have my amazing BeU Breakthrough to Excellence 90-day journal. And after prayer, I'll just sit and I take a moment and I write out my gratitude. So in my gratitude piece, it's just all the things that, that I either have or I'm looking to attract. And when I write my gratitude journal, I literally write it out. When I first started this years ago, I would just be like, I'm grateful for, the world we live in, everything is a rush. I'm grateful for peace. I'm grateful for energy. I'm grateful for whatever, the blood run, whatever it is, and the new home, debt free. So now I literally take time and I'll write it out. Like, I am grateful for being debt free. And these are some of my real gratitude prompts that I actually write every morning. I'm grateful for being debt free. I'm grateful for a clear mind, because so many people wake up. It don't have, not that it have anything to do with other people, but it's something to wake up, right? And then to really wake up in your right mind. Like, that's a blessing, believe it or not. And sometimes we take those things for granted. We want the house, the debt free, all the things. But I'm like, oh my gosh, I check on my kids. Everybody's breathing. I'm grateful. I check on, I open up my refrigerator. I have water. I may not have like the steaks and all the things I want, but I have food. I have a roof over my head. So those are the minimum or the little things rather that we kind of brush over. And not only that, like, I could smell, right? I could touch, all those things. But for my gratitude, and another thing I don't do is go back to see what I wrote yesterday. It's like whatever's in my heart in the moment is literally what I write out. So while I'm chatting, I am grateful for, one, I'm grateful for profits. Yes. I am grateful for protection. And while I'm writing, if you guys have anything that you're grateful for, you could drop it in the comment section. I'm grateful for paying my bills on time, because listen, baby, as they say. I am grateful for growing my YouTube channel. And these are all surface things, but even with growing, really looking to attract the people that God had for me. And let me just tell you, I don't know if y'all following this more, but she dropped the bomb on everybody yesterday. I even wrote it down in my notes. She was just talking about, and it resonated with me so much. She said, you can do all the things, right? You can edit, you can have all the editing softwares, you can have the perfect speech, you can have all the things in the background, like you can have all the bells and the whistle. But if you're not in alignment with what God has for you, none of that matter. And like get in position, and it hit me because I was like, oh my gosh, I literally started thinking about all the opportunities that I have. And hopefully I'm repeating her the correct way, but she was like, just think about it. If God was to bless you with all the things that you asked for, would you be able to handle it? Most people aren't in position for what it is that they're asking for. And when I was doing my gratitude journal, I was like, girl, Crystal, get it. I don't know about y'all, but I'm grateful for being in position because I know that he has some things for me. Uh, for sure. I'm grateful for being in position to receive my blessings. As the young kids say, for sure. I am grateful for my new car. And it'll be new for me because right now I don't have a car. So when I say new, I'm not looking for like the bins off the lot or anything like that. This is just be the car. I am grateful for opportunity. I am grateful for a healthy family. Always asking, I continue to cover my kids. I got 4 of those jokers. They're like young adults, but I still call them kids, and my husband. Okay, so I do my daily gratitude. And then here, the most important win of the day. So when she talked about getting in position yesterday, it's so crazy. I thought about, I don't know about y'all, but the message was definitely for me. I've been working on my website for a minute. It's together, but it's not all the way together. I have it where it says being worked on, something like that. But this last week, I had 3 opportunities where people have come to me. And instead of me being able to just send them to my site, I'm like, okay, let me get your information and I'll get back to you. So the most important win of the day, if I get this done, is going to be to complete 3 pages of my website. And I still have a will-do list. It's just that sometimes we'll have a list of 20 different things. And I don't know about you, but when you go through your day, when it's time to go to bed at night, when you look at your list and you're like, I only got 2 things done, and you focus on the other 8 versus like being grateful for the 2 things. And because you're not, I mean, it's bedtime, so you're not going to get the other 8. But what we do as a people, sometimes we carry we carry it to bed. And then we wake up and it's on our head in the morning. So I always like to write down the one thing that if I get this done today, it will be considered a win. And then I also have a space where it says most important things to do today. So I would list that, as well as the people that I need to follow up with and why. So I'm a trainer, a coach, and all that things. I got different clients. And if I need to respond to someone, then I always write their name and then why I need to respond to them. So we have that. And then this the affirmations, and I love this part. When this was suggested to me I'm saying years ago, I'm feeling a little seasoned over here. I thought it was the dumbest thing ever. So my mentor at the time, she was like, just look at yourself in the mirror and say your affirmations and tell yourself that you love yourself 100 times. And I used to think that was the dumbest thing. I'm like, first of all, who have time to look at themselves in the mirror and say, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. So I heard it. I didn't pay no attention. I was like, yeah, I don't got time for that. And I thought it was corny, honestly. So as time went past, people say, why do we consistently take advice from folks that are not headed in the same direction? And I'm on the side watching her success, like literally watching her evolve and watching her do these things. And it was like the light bulb that came on. I'm like, Crystal, why don't you just try it? It's not going to cost you anything. And it was so crazy, y'all. I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I'm like, I love you, I love you, I love you. Like by the time I said it 10 times, it just broke up all this stuff. And I'm like, why do we have a hard time like really pouring into our own selves? Because most time, well, I just talk about Crystal, or take what you want, leave what you don't. But was built so tough, like my skin was so tough. I consider myself a survivor. And then when it came time to doing that activity, it was, I didn't realize like how I really didn't love myself, how I really didn't like take the time to acknowledge myself and pour into myself. So it was crazy, y'all. I was like, I love you, I love you. I like got tears and I'm laughing. I'm like, girl, you crazy. It was just like a whole experience. But it was one of the best things ever. Crazy breakthroughs. And then with the affirmations, I used to say my affirmations, like I would look myself in the mirror and say, I am strong, I am powerful, all the things that you are affirming and looking to become. So I know one for me is I am a powerful public speaker. So I just shifted it about a year and a half ago. You know what? There's nothing I want to do without God. So I just put those two words in front of my affirmation. With God, I am powerful. With God, I am strong. With God, I'm a winner. With God, I'm successful. I'm a successful business owner. With God, I am a powerful public speaker. With God, I'm fearless. So you get to, and you can write these on your bathroom mirror with a one of those markers, not a permanent marker. You can get a permanent marker to erase, but the other markers, the whiteboard markers, are better because they'll wipe right off. And then it's your scripture reading. So I always have a scripture that I'll pull to meditate on for the day. I send it to the kids because I have in here message my family. Encourage a friend, and then personal development. And the book that I recently shared with you guys, Becoming More, that book is off of the chain. So that's pretty much me, how I fill up my cup every day. And then here I have a schedule. So when you look at the journal, right, at the top it says, I believe in doing things in 90 days chunks. So every year we have 4 quarters, 3 months, which is equivalent to 90 days. So the way that the journals is situated, every journal will take you through a quarter. So I always have, so for example, today is day 44, day number 44 of 90, and today's date is the 14th, 11/14, and it's Thursday. And I have here, today I am most grateful for. So you have a space where you can write the one thing that you are most grateful for. And I woke up this morning because yesterday I just had one of those days. I'm really grateful for just pressing my way through, because sometimes we go through life, right? And it's so easy to just be like, man, forget it, or throw in the towel. So I'm grateful for the mindset that I have. Because some of these days be great, and some of these days you be like, what in the world? But I said it before, and I'll continue to say it. You may see me fall, but you will never see me quit. Like, never, never. All right. And then we have today's schedule is listed from 3 a.m. up to 12 a.m. And I did this because when I was looking for a journal at one time, years ago, I could never find a journal that started before 6 o'clock. Everything was 6 a.m. or 7. I'm like, what about the people that get up at 3:45 or 4 o'clock in the morning? Because we're in the gym at 4 getting it in. So when I did it, today's schedule will go from 3 o'clock to 12 a.m. And then I have a couple messages in here. One, to stay focused. Success does not go to the most talented. It goes to those who are focused and resilient. Train your mind to stay focused and go the distance when others quit. Because sometimes this is one of them, life is like that. You start and you got the whole team. You take 4 steps, you got a couple people that have fallen off. This is why you got to know who you are, whose you are, and like what your goal is, and hang on to that. Because when you start to lean on other people and depend on other people, when they fall off, 9 times out of 10, that's when you give up. So I put that reminder in there. And then I have another one that says, believe in yourself, have faith in your abilities. Without a humble but reasonable confidence in your own powers, you cannot be successful or be happy. And then failure will never overtake me if my determination to succeed is strong enough. So, yes. And then last but not least, because we talk about comparison being a thief of all joy, I'm even guilty of it sometimes. Like, I'll look to my left and look to my right. But honestly, at the end of the night, and you're the only person that can judge yourself, it says, I am my own competition. On a scale of 1 to 10, how well did you do today? Some days is a 9, some days is a 3, some days is a 10, some days is a 1. But you can't fake your own self out. Like, you can fake other people out and be like, yeah, today I was a 9, yesterday I was a 10. But after the ink dry, you still have to live with you. So be honest with yourself. And I believe that's one way to get to the next level. Because if we show up and we're faking or we're pretending to be something that we're not, when it comes to getting to the next level, like, and you carry that with you, if you don't have any foundation, 9 times out of 10, it's all going to fall apart. So, with that being said, that's all I wanted to tell y'all today is make sure you wake up, fill your cup first. And remember, every day is day one. And I tell my folks, just be committed to becoming 1% better every day. And I promise you will get there. Rome wasn't built overnight. And I love Uncle Jim's quote where he says, you may not be able to change your destination overnight, but you can change the set of your cell. And what does that mean? You may hear this, or you may wake up and like, you know what, where I am is not where I want to be. And you have this goal. Don't be anxious. Just know that if you change the set of your cell, you will end up in a whole different place. So with that being said, you have the most amazing day ever. And I look forward to talking to y'all soon. Peace.